sir, you okay? Hello sir, you okay? Can you tell me your name please? Why can't you tell me your name? Okay, is there a reason why you're
You filming me?
Is there a reason why you're filming?
Are you filming me?
Yeah, I am, sir.
Yeah, well, tell me that you're filming me, yeah? Introduce yourself properly.
Okay.
Go on then.
No, I'm just wondering why
Introduce yourself properly.
You're going to listen to me?
No, I'm not, unless you introduce yourself
so
properly.
you're detained, okay, for a stop search under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act, okay?
You're joking. What you must be joking.
My name's PC Harris.
Hold on. What information have you got to call me a terrorist?
So this is the legal bit.
What information you got to call me a terrorist? What information have you got to call me a terrorist?
I can't explain it until if you overtalk me, okay?
Go on then.
If you let me talk,
I'll overtalk you anyway. Well, go on then.
You, okay?
Go on then, just
that's
explain.
the legal stuff I need to get out.
Go on then, get the legal stuff out of the way.
I'm searching you.
Go on then.
So, Section 43, Terrorism Act.
Who are you?
As I said, I'm PC Daniel Harris from Collindale.
The officer's rush to detain the auditor is truly shocking. Without properly introducing himself or conducting any reasonable inquiry, he immediately states, "You're detained for a stop and search under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act." This shows a blatant disregard for basic policing standards, as the officer had already decided the outcome before the interaction even began. This behavior points to prejudice rather than proper policing. Section 43 of the Terrorism Act requires reasonable suspicion that someone is involved in terrorist activity. Simply being at a public event and filming a building from a public space does not meet that standard. Proper procedure would have involved gathering basic information, explaining concerns, and objectively assessing whether any real threat existed. Instead, the officer jumped straight to detention, undermining both the law and public trust.
The reason I'm searching you, the reason I am going to search you, is because we've been called here by people in security. Yeah. You're filming a significant parade today for the Metropolitan Police Service.
It's a public parade.
You're also filming buildings.
Is it a public parade?
You're also filming buildings.
It's a public parade, yeah? And I'm on a public pavement, yeah?
Security cameras and gates.
Okay, I'm on a public pavement as well.
So for that reason, okay.
Can't you film in public?
Sorry?
Can you film in public?
Yeah, you can film in public.
Oh, cheers. Well, that's what I'm doing.
However, you are...
And you didn't come and ask me anything. You just come up to me and detain me under a terrorist act. But you haven't... No, but you're supposed to question me and ask me why I'm here. So you're just going to... Just because... Well... Filming in public is not a crime.
I've told you why.
Filming in public is not a crime.
I'm going to search you now, sir.
Go on then.
Okay, you are entitled.
Right. No. I'm going to put it down. I'll put it down
on the floor.
Good policing means engaging with individuals, assessing the situation, and gathering information before deciding to detain or search. In this case, the officer skipped the most crucial step: communication. Simply asking the auditor a few questions and listening to his responses would likely have clarified the situation without escalating to detention. Acting with this authoritarian mindset is not only unprofessional but also dangerous, undermining public trust. Section 43 of the Terrorism Act is meant to address genuine security threats, not to justify detaining someone for simply filming in public. Misusing it is a clear abuse of authority.
Can I pick up my camera?
Of course you can, sir.
So go on then, say that again.
I'm alright, thank you. You're not going to listen to me anyway.
Oh, no, I've got you on camera now. Now I can
I've been
rewind
on camera
it.
the whole time, you've had it down there.
Now I can rewind it again. Yeah, so...
I can't remember that, sir.
Oh, you can't, yeah? No. Oh, that's bad being a police officer. So when you go to court and the judge asks you for stuff, you'll turn around and say, oh, I can't remember, seconds after trying to give it all the big one. You must be a really corrupt police officer. You can't remember 2 seconds after saying something, yeah? Is that what you are as a police officer? You are a joker. Do you agree with me or don't you agree with me?
I'm just coming to assist.
Look, well, I'm just asking you a question, whether you're assisting or not. You're here.
Come out later.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You heard what he said. You've been standing there, and he said that he stopped me under. No, you just heard what he said just then.
I heard
Come on.
43 of the terrorism.
No, you heard him say that they've said that I've been here before.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is that a crime? Being here before filming? Do you think I should be stopped under Section 43?
I don't know why he stopped you under Section 43.
Okay.
You'll have to ask him.
Oh, well, he's not making much sense because he's already illegally detained me.
If there had been a genuine terrorist threat, the other officer would have confidently explained why the...
Why ain't your number on full display?
Sorry?
His number's not on full display.
Yes, it is on full display. You can see
Have a
his
look.
number on
Have a
his
look.
shoulder.
Have a look.
I can see it right now.
No, you can't.
3620.
No, that's because you know him.
It's right there.
Yeah. Well, I'm not looking there, am I? I'm not looking there. I'm looking here. I'm looking here. Look.
Don't get too close, please.
Oh, don't get too close. Why not?
Because
You
it's
was
my
close and
business.
personal.
I'm just trying to write this out.
Like
Threatening?
writing you a letter
I've
thing
got
right
a
now.
camera. Is that a threatening thing?
You don't know what
Well, I'm
looks
telling
threatening
you,
to
I
different
am not
people.
threatening anybody.
Okay, right.
Okay?
You've got it written down on a piece of paper.
But I'm telling you, I cannot see it.
Okay, well maybe you should get some glasses then.
Oh, you're being discriminative
So
now.
I've got a couple of,
Are you being discriminative?
Sir.
What are you being discriminative?
I've
But
got
I should get some glasses. No, don't tell me I should get glasses.
Just pay
Don't, oh my
attention.
God,
He's
me
written your
either.
slip now.
Don't start getting.
An officer's shoulder number is a key aspect of police accountability, intended to be clearly visible so the public can identify officers, especially in situations where they feel their rights have been violated. Instead of correcting this issue, the female officer chose to mock the auditor. The auditor had just been detained on questionable grounds and deserved professionalism and clear communication. Rather than showing understanding or respect, the officer responded with snide remarks and dismissive behavior. When individuals feel their rights have been infringed, officers are expected to act with dignity, not sarcasm. This behavior goes beyond a mere lapse in judgment. It demonstrates an attitude that is entirely incompatible with professional policing and further erodes public trust.
Illegally touched me up, yeah, which I totally feel degraded.
If you want to argue about it after, I'm not going to argue
There's
about
no
what
argument.
I've written or
There isn't
anything.
an
You're going
argument.
to try and catch me out, whatever.
No, there's no argument.
You're free to walk around here, as I said, in the public. So if you want to film the
So
parade,
why wasn't that said?
I'm happy now who you are. There's nothing that we need to be unhappy with, or the security team are unhappy with.
You know you messed up, don't you? I mean, 43.
I haven't messed up,
Come
sir.
on, 43.
I haven't messed up.
That is ridiculous. That's so ridiculous.
You might think so.
It is.
But
How many terrorists have you actually caught walking around covertly filming? By the way, yeah, in its very nature,
It's a
in its
significant
very
building
nature,
on a significant
right?
day, sir.
Hostile reconnaissance
So-
under Section 43 is overt filming. Yeah, and I'm covertly filming. I've got my camera out. I'm in a public place. That should have been the last section that
Okay,
you come
I'll put you
and
in
try
this,
to detain
I'll put you in this
me.
position, okay? If you were one of the security guards, they're protecting this parade today.
Yeah.
Okay. What would you do?
I'd have to observe. I'd have to sit there and
Okay,
look.
I think that's
You
what they've
can't.
done.
No,
Obviously,
they
my
haven't
colleague's
done
going
it.
to speak to them.
I haven't been over
I
there.
haven't been here,
But I haven't
so
been
I
over there. I haven't acknowledged them at all.
When the auditor questions the officer about the weak grounds for his detention, the officer attempts to shift responsibility, asking, "If you were the security, what would you do?" This reveals that he is relying entirely on the concerns of third parties, rather than exercising his own judgment. A security guard's unease does not automatically create reasonable suspicion of terrorism, which is required under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act. The officer should have independently evaluated the situation using proper investigative skills. Police are tasked with assessing threats critically, not blindly acting on assumptions or fears expressed by others. Simply filming in public may make someone uncomfortable, but discomfort is not evidence of criminal or terrorist activity. The officer's failure to distinguish between mere unease and an actual threat highlights poor training, inadequate critical thinking, and a disregard for the legal standards required for lawful detention.
I've been here about a minute and you came a minute after. I didn't go over there. They didn't see what I was doing. They saw me filming, which I'm lawfully able to film, yeah, legally. So they shouldn't be doing anything.
As I said to you,
Security isn't there to get
you're-
people
you're-
detained under Section 43.
As I said, you are perfectly right in saying you can film, and that's not a problem.
Yeah,
It's not
so
a
that's what
problem.
they should have been told. Why have you come and you've literally come, as I've said, you've defiled me, you've searched me, you searched under me groin and everything like that, yeah?
Search the belt line, sir.
Well, did you search my legs?
Yeah, I did search
Well,
your
that's
legs.
under me groin.
Okay.
Anyway, right? And I feel humiliated about that because
Well,
I've done
I apologise
nothing
if
wrong.
you feel humiliated. I don't want to make you feel humiliated, and if I did do that, then I apologise. As I say, if you wish to complain,
No, but by
it's all-
detaining
I've
me-
given you all the reference numbers that you need. As I say, the full form is going to be completed as soon as I get back to the police station. So if you want to complain about it, by all means do.
It's literally coming up to me. And although you might said that I was being evasive or whatever the word you use,
Evasive, sir.
evasive, yeah, right? Do I have to answer any of your questions?
Sorry?
Do I have to answer any of your questions?
You don't have to. It's your
Okay,
opinion. You
okay,
don't- It's
no,
the
but-
same with the name and address, sir. You haven't given me your name and
But I
address.
don't have to.
That's fine.
No,
And,
but
and I haven't questioned
By
you about
law,
that.
do I have to?
But I haven't
No,
questioned
but I'm
you about
asking
that,
you,
have I?
by law, do I
you
have to
haven't-
answer you?
You've not given me your name and address, which is fine. It's absolutely fine. I will still put
So why
on the
didn't you
form
just continue it
regardless.
that way?
So-
You shouldn't be doing this, or you
because-
can be doing this. I mean, I'm legally, lawfully able to film, yeah? Regardless if I want to answer you or not. That's my
as I said,
prerogative.
you
This
can.
is England.
Yeah, as I said, you can film. I've got no issue.
Yeah, but that's what you should have come along in the very beginning. I should not have been detained. You're not understanding what I'm saying. You've come along, right, with the simple fact of detaining me under section 43.
No, there's more
yeah,
than that,
because,
sir.
well, how long did you take to try to
I need-
establish whether section 43 was...
How long would you need?
Well, more than what you done. You was there for about a minute, if that, trying to get me to say something.
I was asking you questions.
And then I asked you if
why
you're
were
filming
here,
me,
what
right?
your name
And then
was,
you
what's your
should have been. Yeah,
intentions.
but
I was asking you several questions.
what's my name was and what's my intentions?
Yeah, and why
but
you
do I
were
have to
here?
do I have to tell you that?
When the auditor challenges the officer, asking, "You came along and detained me under Section 43. How long did it take to establish that?" The officer defensively replies, "How long would you need?" This response is not just dismissive. It exposes a deeper problem. It shows that the officer made no effort to consider the context, gather relevant information, or properly evaluate the situation before detaining someone. Reasonable suspicion under Section 43 requires more than vague unease or a person's initial hesitation to provide their name. By turning the question back on the auditor, the officer implies that acting quickly alone justifies detention. This reflects a lack of professionalism, accountability, and critical thinking. Detention should be a carefully considered decision based on evidence, not a reflexive reaction. The officer's mindset demonstrates how some law enforcement personnel prioritize speed and control over lawful, evidence-based policing, eroding public trust and undermining the integrity of policing standards.
That
I
information.
was trying to find out why you were here, sir.
No, you was trying to oppress me, right?
Because
Because I'm doing it lawfully.
For example, if
I'm
you'd
not
been
doing
a-
anything wrong. I didn't commit a criminal act.
For example, if you'd been a family member here today, they didn't have a ticket, for example, and you were here and you said, "Look, I'm a family member," blah, 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 then
But I'm not.
Right, okay.
I'm a member of the public,
Yeah.
lawfully filming, which I can do.
Yes, and I've just
Well
said there's
then, so
nothing
why
wrong
would you
lawfully
come up to
filming.
me and stop me under section
As I
43?
say, I've explained on the slip.
I'm not a terrorist, never would be a terrorist.
Why I've done it, and I'm going to add some more to my electronic form, which I do back at the police
Apology,
station.
you're going to add an apology to that you shouldn't have stopped me
can't,
under section 43.
No, because I
That you realised later on that,
it was a legitimate search.
Say that again?
I said it was a legitimate search, and I
Did you have any credible information that I could
I
be
did
in the
have
tele?
I did, sir.
What
So-
credible information was
I can't
that?
tell you everything, sir.
You
because
got
it's
no
all-
credible information.
When the auditor reasonably asked for an apology after being stopped under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act, the officer immediately dismisses the request, insisting the detention was legitimate. This unwillingness to even consider being wrong demonstrates a stubborn refusal to accept accountability. Instead of reflecting on whether the grounds for detention were valid, the officer doubles down, treating admission of fault as if it would undermine his authority. When the auditor presses further, asking what credible information was that, the officer responds, "I can't tell you everything." This is a clear evasion and a classic tactic to avoid explaining a decision that had no solid justification. The response is not simply vague. It is an admission that the officer either lacks a concrete reason or is unwilling to acknowledge that he acted impulsively. This behavior reflects poor professionalism, weak critical judgment, and a disregard for accountability, undermining public trust in law enforcement.
The only credible information you could have known about me is that I was out here filming. You wouldn't know me from Adam.
No, there's a little bit more than that. I can't go into it. As I say, if you wish to complain,
There's
you've got
no
everything you
more
need.
to it.
Anyway,
And
sir,
the security are
have a good
aware
day.
that you're filming. They'll
Stop being discriminative and stop telling people to wear glasses.
So,
Right,
nice to meet
yeah.
you. Take care. Thank you.
This final moment perfectly illustrates how the entire encounter was a cascade of missteps and poor judgment by the officers. From the aggressive detainment and weak justifications to the threats and dismissive behavior, the officers ultimately had to back down, proving that the auditor was right from the start. The most glaring failure was how quickly the lead officer detained the auditor under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act without conducting any meaningful investigation. Simply asking for a name is far from enough to establish reasonable suspicion. This wasn't a simple error. It was a misuse of anti-terror powers to assert control rather than address any real threat. When the auditor challenged the officer about the flimsy grounds for detention, the officer defensively asked, "How long would you need?" This response demonstrated a complete lack of professionalism, critical thinking, and accountability. Reasonable suspicion requires more than vague discomfort or someone's initial hesitation to provide their name. The officer's attitude revealed a reflexive approach to detention, prioritizing speed and authority over lawful, evidence-based policing. Equally troubling was the behavior of the female officer, whose snide and dismissive remarks escalated tensions rather than calming the situation. When confronted about her shoulder number not being visible, she mocked the auditor instead of taking the opportunity to address a key accountability measure. This kind of unprofessional behavior reflects an attitude wholly incompatible with proper policing. Perhaps the most telling moment came when the second officer admitted he didn't understand why his colleague had detained the auditor under Section 43. If a genuine terrorist threat existed, that decision would have been clear to all involved. The lack of coordination and shared understanding among the officers made it obvious that the detention was about asserting control and protecting ego rather than enforcing the law. When the auditor's filming was ultimately allowed by security, it confirmed that the detention and escalation had been completely unnecessary. The officers attempted to defend their actions with weak excuses, but their inability to communicate, assess properly, and admit mistakes left them exposed. This encounter serves as a clear example of how some officers, when challenged, prioritize saving face over upholding the law. Proper assessment, effective communication, and respect for individuals' rights could have entirely prevented the situation. Instead, their lack of professionalism, poor reasoning, and refusal to accept accountability undermined their authority and credibility.